Every single agency, coaching, online service-based business, any business that takes sales calls to generate clients needs to hire sales reps to be able to really get to the next level. Whether that be scaling past 100K a month, 200, 500, etc. You need to do it. And a lot of agencies, coaching, online service-based businesses make the mistake of not knowing actually how to pay them and retain them. And what this leads to is sales reps leave. They underperform. You don't hire the right talent and they just mess things up, waste leads, waste ad spend, and waste cash that could have been collected for your business. Now, my name's Tom Hyder. If you don't know me already, I'm the founder of Systemize Scaling, a sales training, recruitment, and placement business that essentially replaces founders with commission-only appointment setters and closers to book more calls and replace themselves in sales. And in this video, I'm going to go through what you should pay your sales reps, whether it be commission-only or a salary/retainer base. Now, first things first, we got to figure out where your business is at, because whether you should pay them commission-only or you should pay them on a salary really depends in terms of how much they can earn with your business. Now, the quality of sales reps you can attract into your business has a direct correlation to how much your business is doing, aka how much they can earn. Let's say, for example, you attract a great closer who wants to earn 20K a month, right? They have accolades, they've got results, they're great at what they do, but your business is doing under 50K a month, okay? 10% commission only, they're only going to be able to earn maximum 5K a month, right? So what's going to happen is they're going to leave after a few months, if that, after a month, meaning you've wasted time on recruitment, on training, on leads, on them just not really being bought in and doing the best job they can. Exact same for an appointment setter. Great appointment setters typically want to make anything more than 4K a month, right? So 5% commission. If your setter can't really earn that, then they're just going to leave, right? Meaning you have to resort to the bottom of the barrel talent. And we definitely don't want that. We don't want to be wasting leads or any potential cash coming into the business. Now, before we move on, let's just determine what actually is commission only and retainer based. Okay, so commission only is near to no risk for the founder, right? If the rep doesn't produce, they don't get paid. Typical payments in terms of commission for setters and closers. For setters, it is 5% on all the deals they set that lead to a close. Okay, in terms of cash collected. For a closer, typical is 10%. Very, very standard. Yes, we can get into incentives if they close, I don't know, more than 10 deals a month or X amount of cash collected. You can increase it to 7% or 12%, but that's for another video. Now, in terms of retainer base, that is really just a small base just to make sure they're earning enough plus commission. Okay, so commission doesn't always have to be 5, 10%. If you're paying a retainer, you could do a tiny bit lower than that. But the main point is we want to make sure these reps are earning enough. Last thing we want is for a rep to just leave. Okay, that's why sometimes you just got to bite the bullet, pay them a small base. Look, me and the team have managed dozens of sales teams. We've placed hundreds of sales reps into businesses and we've interviewed thousands of sales reps. Now, we know exactly what works and what doesn't based on different business types. Now, let's get into the first one, commission only. When should you pay your sales reps? Commission only and no base whatsoever. Now, typically what I look for is what number of cash collected every single month is the business doing. If your business is doing over 50K a month in cash collected, I would say that's probably the minimum baseline you should use to determine if you should pay commission only. So if it's over 50K a month, you could probably get away with paying commission only, right? A setter, 5% on 50K is 2.5K a month, right? It's borderline, but you still can get a pretty decent setter, especially if there is plans to grow the business and you have emerging lead sources, so they can get more leads, they can get incentives, etc. In terms of a sales rep, a closer, they can earn 5K a month. Okay, now that is decent. You can get pretty decent closers for that. Now, there are closers who want to earn 10, 20, etc., and they are just a higher caliber. Okay, but you could probably get medium star sales reps for 5K a month. Right? Of course, as you grow, if the sales reps are bought into the vision, they can have projections that can earn more, and that could be a way to retain people. Now, if you want to attract really, really, really good sales reps, you could potentially up the commission in terms of 12% or something like that, or just add a small base. Really depends in terms of how much of a superstar you want on your team. Now, if you're selling higher ticket products, like anything over 10K a month, you're probably going to want to attract a great sales rep, right? Someone who is looking to make 10K plus or 7.5K plus at least. Someone who has done this before, spoke to B2B style prospects and knows the game. Right, that's when you'd probably have to increase commission a tiny bit. But if your ticket size is lower than 10K, yeah, you could probably get away with a sales rep that wants to earn 5K a month, 7.5K a month. All right. Now, in terms of appointment setters definitely do vary less in terms of talent. I would say they are pretty down to making anything between 2.5 and 5K, and you can still get great quality under 5K, around that 5K mark, right? If you want amazing setters, yes, you probably have to pay them a tiny bit more than that. Now, in terms of retainer based, what I would say is if your business is doing under 50K a month and you do the maths and you know that they just can't really make that much money, right? For example, a setter makes anything under 2K a month and a closer makes anything under, let's say, 3K a month. I would pay a small base just to keep them happy and increase the time they can retain them for, right? Because that gives you runway to potentially scale, move to commission only when you have more cash collected. I would say in terms of setters, pay anything between $500 a month to $1,500 a month, plus a tiny bit of commission. You could do 5% on top of all deals that close in terms of cash collected. You could do 3. Typically, probably no lower than 3, in my opinion. Closers, I would say anything from 8 to 10% plus a $500 to $1,500 base. Because what that's going to do is going to give you time. It's going to give you time to actually invest into the closers, the setters, get them to develop, buy into the company, and give you time to increase cash collected so they can make more. Now, one thing you might be thinking is, if I'm paying a base, why should I pay commission? Now, commission is super, super important in this day and age, and throughout sales history, right? Because this is what really motivates sales reps, right? This is what makes them want to work on a weekend, on a Saturday, on a Sunday, and really put in the effort, right? When the end of the month comes and they want to absolutely squeeze their pipeline dry, the commission is what drives them. So, moral of the story, do not try and skimp with paying these people, okay? Because yes, it might hurt in the short term, but you are going to retain quality team members and they are going to close thousands, tens of thousands for you on a monthly basis if you treat them right, okay? And if you incentivize them the right way, give them commission plus incentives if they hit a certain target, that is just a recipe for an amazing performing sales rep that doesn't just do inbound calls, but they dial, right? They dial, they go through the pipeline, they do cold email, they do cold SMS, etc. So that is the video. All in all, if you want help hiring sales reps, placing appointment setters into your business to dial all the leads into your CRM, booking at least 30 sales calls per setter in the first 30 days, completely managed and trained, done for you, then click the link below, watch the quick VSL, look at the offer, and book in a call if you want, right? Have a beautiful rest of the day. Any questions, hit up myself on Instagram at @TomHyder_, or just book in a call.